Happy New Year. Happy 2021. I think we're all looking forward to getting on with business here this year, and things on our end, and hopefully for you as well, are picking up. So welcome. Today I'm going to roll through our new products, talk a little bit about what we're up to as a company as well, but really the focus is going to be on the new EverVolt PV products. So thank you for the introduction. Probably behind Allison, I'm at least the second most excited person. We've been selling very successfully our 325 through 340 watt product here for, well, 340 came out about a year and a half ago, but for the last 4 or 5 years. So we've been waiting for these higher wattages. They're here. The boat's literally rolling in next week. By the time we get through port and get things out, as Allison said, certainly for March installs, these products are going to be available 303, 360 and 370 watt. So with that, I'm just going to kind of jump into it. This is what I'm going to talk about. What's new? EverVolt PV, our energy storage system, which is also called EverVolt. So that EverVolt, that term is now becoming more of a brand. A little bit about why Panasonic, and also some of the perks. Some of you may already be authorized, but if you're not, some of the perks for being an authorized installer. So what's happening with Panasonic today? For the last, we've been involved with solar for 40 years. Our HIT products actually been commercially produced for 25 years. So we have a lot of experience, and we've used that term for a long time. Wouldn't really say we've overused it. The HIT technology is the core of our modules today, but we're now starting to change our brand, and you're going to see EverVolt as a brand both for modules and for energy storage, not just for energy storage, but initially it was. So now HIT was solar, and you'll see us migrating more to this EverVolt brand around solar and storage and a complete solution. And what we say is we're not in the energy business, we're not in the solar business, we're in the energy solutions business. So what's going to be new? Well, we're going to a slightly different format. Module is slightly larger, but it actually installs more densely. We're going to get into that in more detail in a minute, but we're really transitioning again from HIT to EverVolt, still using heterojunction technology, just not our HIT coined technology. It's higher efficiency. It's a 60 cell, or what some people call 120 half cell smart wire technology, very high efficient, the same leading temperature coefficient that we've always had, even a better 25-year warranty. Of course, still includes the 25-year labor warranty for authorized installers, and now we're up to 370 watts. I think everybody knows what's happening. The forecast for 2020 weren't too good with the onset of COVID last February or March, depending on who you talk to. Luckily, we rebounded pretty strongly. Still, I think overall, everybody's numbers were down a little, but the forecast for 2021 beyond are extremely strong. If you look at energy storage specifically, 2019 to 2024, I would say, anybody that's not doing energy storage, look out, because all of your competitors are going to be as well. We're going to have the added challenge of trying to keep up with solar volumes, which is a great problem to have, actually, I think. What's new on the storage front? We have continued to improve this product, but we still have our AC and DC coupled EverVolt energy storage. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But one advantage is we can scale from 11.4 kilowatt hours all the way to 102, 5,500 watts of power with 7,500 watts peak, multiple operating modes, and the ability to stack, which many of our competitors do not have. It's one of the ways we've been able to differentiate ourselves in the market. Also, we've got a specific offering for EverVolt energy storage or storage with solar. Really good finance program, rates as low as 6 to 7% with a 2% dealer fee. So I'm not going to get into that in a great amount of detail today, but that is out there. Any authorized installer can take advantage of it. Great program. You've gone out and closed that $25,000 or $30,000 solar system. Sometimes asking people for another 15, 20, 30,000 for storage is a big ask. This way, they can make $150, $200 a month payment, and when they're ready, they can pay it off. Also got some new partnerships with Span and Lumen. We have trainings coming up. We're going to also be doing more in-depth training on EverVolt and what's coming. But the span on lumen can really open up the market for those products because it's a whole home backup or protected load backup, so that now the homeowner's in charge of their loads. We've all heard about all these problems that people have had with, coming back and their battery system, something failed, or a breaker got tripped and they weren't able to back up, certain loads. So now with Lumen and with Span, you can do that. And we actually have a rebate now going with Span as well. New marketing initiatives from our marketing team as well. We have a pretty active Facebook following as well. We have a Green Living blog. We have promotions going with Energy Sage and Wibbits. We just finished a big sweeping amount of market research in the market, both with installers and with homeowners, to find out what they want. And we have a promotional video campaign running as well for our authorized installers. Just really a wrap-up slide. What's new with us? Again, continue to update on the energy solution side. We have new tech partners. And of course, at the center of this is really the EverVolt PV new products that are rolling out now. So let's jump into EverVolt. This is our 340 module. So it's about 63 by 42 inches. You can see, the new module, you see there's quite a few manufacturers that have gone into split cell technology. We're very big on it. I think this is the future, for at least for the next several years, for solar. You're also seeing people, increasing the row count just to get more power. We're still keeping a pretty diminutive size, 68 by 40. But really, when you look at the density, it's actually installing more densely even than our HIT line, which is one of the most densely installed products out there. This is the 350, 360, which is going to be available in April, just about 2 months behind our 360, 370, which will be in stock in our warehouses later on this month. And obviously, the 360 has a white back sheet. This is the identical module with a black back sheet. But for those of you that have been selling against Solaria and LG and some of these other products that are really nice looking and all black, we'll finally have a product that can compete with that in our 350, 360. I know that you probably can't see this very well. It's more just as a reference. These data sheets are now available. And when I send over the link for this presentation, I'll include all the links for all our publicly available information. We have a public-facing press release. We have our warranty document, our installation guide. Keep in mind, the installation techniques are going to change slightly because we're moving to more of a standard size module, but not anything huge. But what we're going to be promoting is, of course, the efficiency, the AllGuard warranty and triple guard warranty that we've had for the last several years, the high efficiency and high temperatures, promoting heterojunction because we think that is an excellent technology and has a lot of headroom. And of course, the durability of the module, which continues to be true with the new EverVolt line, and then high performance in shaded conditions as well. Another thing, the link down below there is just showing where you can access all of the data sheets and manuals for the EverVolt PV product. Couple of other changes that are coming in the past for our AC module. We've actually pre-attached the module. Now the microinverters from Enphase are going to be available separately. There's a couple of reasons. One reason is we're trying to keep the cost down. Pre-attaching the microinverter and importing it is very expensive, so we have to raise your prices, which we don't want to do. So, and then there's also some other things around flexibility where a lot of installers told us it's actually easier for them to be able to install the microinverter on the rail anywhere they want to. Microinverter already comes with a mount to do that. Why not use it? In some cases, it can save you on cabling costs as well, especially if you're having to install in landscape orientation, for instance. Another thing is, we're going to have 4 different SKUs now. So 4 SKUs with 2 microinverters can start getting pretty complicated. Now you can just buy the microinverter separately. And not only can you use the IQ7A, which is relatively expensive, but you can also use the less costly version, IQ7 Plus, still get really good performance. On the SolarEdge side, we're compatible. The lower cost option, which we recommend, is the 370, but it's also compatible with the P401. And then for people using Tigo on the Tigo line, it would be the TS4 optimizer. So that's sort of if you're going to be selling a power electronics option with the module. Those are the new options, and those are different. The HIT line was just the IQ7X only. So these are widely available in the market as well. Even though we're making the inverters available separately, we're actually including the 25-year labor warranty for authorized installers. Again, just to reiterate, formerly the microinverter was pre-attached, even though it was field serviceable, and now we'll be selling those two separately, but it will include our AllGuard warranty, which is probably, I think, one of the strongest warranties in the industry. For people that are continuing to sell, one of the questions that's going to come up, well, how long are these other, our old products, HIT line, going to be available? Many of our distributors, including Sologent, have inventory on this. It could be available for several months. But from our perspective, we're going to stock out first on the ACM module, which is this 330SA17E, and then some of the other SKUs later on this year. But expect to see HIT products in the channel, in some cases, probably till the end of the year, certainly until the middle of the year. It's a fair question. We're still including or encouraging installers to register the products. In the case, if you are selling the microinverters separately, you'll have the option to check both boxes. We just want to be able to track them so that our, the end user customers get the correct warranty information. We actually email them a PDF copy of the warranty, which is important. And you can see the URL there to do that. That's the same URL we use today. Talked about the transition. That microinverter combination, the IQ7A and the IQ7 Plus, that works on all four models. So the 360, the 370, and the 350 and 360 Black. And that will also be available starting in February. So again, kind of a quick highlight, 92% warranty after 25 years. I talked about the anti-shading. We have no LID and low PID, which is a lot of that is geared towards more power. Again, a very flexible cell. That's one of the advantages of heterojunction technology in general. So we don't see the micro cracking with our product. We're moving to more of a standard frame size and voltage, so it's going to be familiar to most of you installers. Heterojunction technology means over 21% efficiency. I talked about the temperature coefficient, and then from an installation perspective, you have a lot more flexibility on mounting zones and potentially can do faster installs. All right, we'll do a quick run through EverVolt Energy. This is not actually a new product, but we have added new features. I talked earlier, we've got both an AC and DC coupled system. We're seeing about 80% of the systems going in AC coupled. I think we have Tesla to thank for that. A lot of people are just used to that. And, there's a lot of inverters already out on houses and people are, upgrading to a battery system. There's no use selling them a new inverter if they already have one. So a lot of people are just going to AC couple. If you are installing a new system, you can save some money, use our inverter only, and you can use Tigo optimizers if you need a rapid shutdown. So that's an option that's out in the market for DC coupled. Again, very flexible from 11.4 to over 100 kilowatt hours, depending on how it's installed. Very typical AC coupled system. This would be how the connections would be made regardless of the inverter that you're using. We're promoting using a backed up load panel. That's not how it's always done, but that's how we recommend it. So the backed up load panel being fed from solar, and then on the other side, having your main connected to our inverter, and then of course, connected to the meter from there. DC coupled, similar, except now the solar is going to be connected directly to our inverter. And here you see we are the only inverter in the mix. So that, if you're trying to keep the cost down and it's a new customer, that's one way to do it. Just use a single inverter only. And again, we'll give you a full 10-year warranty on all of the electronics. And in this case, again, solar feeds the inverter, inverter is connected to the main and then out to the meter from there. We have complete trainings, incidentally, for the EverVolt product and also for our authorized dealer training as well. Our monitoring system is really nice. Obviously, if you have a battery system, you're going to need to monitor the state. This is going to show. If you use current transformers, you can get a better idea of your home energy consumption, but we're going to estimate that. We'll also obviously show you what's going on with the grid, what's going on with your solar system, which can also be monitored from your inverter software if you're using Enphase or SolarEdge or some other inverter, and of course the state of the battery. The homeowner has an app. They can change, the backup mode that they're in. They can change certain parameters. The installers will have their own app that's a little bit more powerful. We don't want the homeowners to get into an area of the battery storage that they shouldn't, but they will be able to control the modes and time of use, times, and other things like that that are useful. So quick wrap on EverVolt, AC and DC coupled. We're obviously 1741 listed. Big advantage out there versus some of our competitors because the heaviest component's only 100 pounds, can be installed by one person, although commonly there's two people out on site, but it can be done by one. We can stack, and we also have generator integration built in, 7,500 watts of available power, multiple grid modes, and I mentioned the capability to go up to 102 kilowatt hours with a stack system. All right, let's talk a little bit about Panasonic. So one of the things we're seeing out in the market, everybody is, a few years ago, everybody was selling, 300 watt modules, 310s, 315s. Now the market's come up, I would say on average, we're 350 to 400 now, right? So selling on wattage isn't really working. And the quality of the products, while it varies, a lot of people are making claims, it's a little cloudy in customer minds. So we continue to have a quality product and promote that. But one of the things that's becoming really important is the company behind it. And the research we did, which we're going to share more with our installers about, called that out. And so we're one of the top brands in the industry, certainly really worldwide. We're a top global brand. We're a Fortune 500 company. We're ahead of some very prestigious companies, including, just on this row, Heineken, one of my personal favorites, Uber, Johnson Johnson, Land Rover, pretty impressive. And then, way ahead of other companies like, Spotify, Burberry, Shell, and so forth. So again, as an installer, having a company that's $73 billion in revenue, over 100 years in business, 250,000 employees, and voted consistently a best global brand, really important to have that warranty and that company behind already a very solid product. We just won this award, America's Most Trusted Brand, again, ahead of, some very prestigious competitors. And so we're very happy about that. And again, your customers know that they have a leading brand behind them and a brand that's going to be around and will also back the warranty, which we've seen cases where that hasn't always been the case. Additionally, it's also a brand that not only do we have just the branding, but we do have the performance. The two most prestigious awards in solar are the DNVGL and RTC awards, and we consistently rank as high achievers on both of those and continue to on the reliability scorecard, which is important. Also on Energy Sage. Another thing that's becoming really important in addition to the company is the warranty, both the company that's behind the warranty and the warranty itself. We're one of the only companies that has this AllGuard type warranty. What our warranty covers is 25 years of product, 25 years of performance, and 25 years of labor. And in the case of our module, when it's paired with a microinverter, we actually cover 25 years on the microinverter, which only comes with 2 years. So that's a big deal. About almost half our business now as a company is in our ACM product, which will now be a discrete product. So the microinverter will be paired separately with the module. It's going to be a huge chunk of our volume. And again, the advantage is typically, not to put blame anywhere, it's typically if something fails, in our experience, it's going to be the power electronics, not the module. We have the lowest module failure rate in the industry. Very rare to see modules fail on their own. So really important to have that labor warranty and know if you do have to roll a truck, no problem, pop the microinverter off and replace it. But we're not only going to replace the inverter, we're going to cover you for labor on that. And for any other product that's not paired with the microinverter, or it's just a microinverter that's been purchased through the channel, again, you're still going to get the triple guard warranty, which gives you 25 years labor, 25 years performance, and 25 years product. Again, the warranty is going to cover not only the module, but the inverter, the monitoring, and the racking. In the case of Unirack, we're adding a couple of other module partners as quickly as possible. I think by the middle of this year, we'll have 2 more leading partners to add to that. And of course, you know, we think importantly now, I said we're in the energy business, we're not just a solar provider. If you are getting into energy storage or already selling it, now you can sell a single solution from one provider backed by one company, by Panasonic. So quick, again, wrap on the highlights. You know, we're a global brand, 100 years of quality. One of the resounding things we heard from consumers when we went out and did research was they're really looking for trust. You know, they want to have a company, everybody's making all these claims. Who's behind it? It's Panasonic. We talked about the whole home energy system, and we do have a very strong marketing team, and you know, we work closely with Solgen and we work closely with our installers to launch different programs, and that's going to continue going on. Next up, we'll talk about the Authorized program. So one of the things about our Authorized program that, you know, we really don't put on the slides, what is it? Well, you know, it's a way to differentiate yourself and also have an advantage in business. But also, you look at some of our competitors, one of our competitors has I think now it's over 1,700 authorized installers, which that's great. I mean, if you're in a high volume business, that's what you want. Unfortunately, if you're an installer, there's a good chance you're going to run into a bunch of competitors selling that same product. So we only have 200 authorized installers, and we have pretty stringent requirements to get in. But once you're in, it is a way to expand your business. It is a way to simplify your energy storage sales and design process, because you're only selling products designed by and sold by one company. And we also provide leads to you. And then there's some other benefits as well. And be sure, for those of you that are certified, I mentioned this earlier, authorized, to go ahead and register your products on our website. You just need to register one module for each project. We came up with some new logos this year and we added another category. So these are the 3 categories that we have now. Our lead installers, our premium and authorized. They all have sort of a baseline of benefits, and then there's additional benefits as you sort of move up in the stack and your volumes become higher. And we review that pretty frequently. But everybody gets into our installer locator. So we have quite a bit of traffic on Panasonic Solar website. When people come there on our public site, they can just type in their zip code and find you, which is important. Another perk is we have a web portal. This is where all of our authorized installers do earn market development funds. You can manage those funds and submit claims. That's probably the #1 thing people do. But we also have training up on that website. We have all of our data sheets. We have a lot of things that aren't publicly available, including press releases and logos and things like that, banners that you can help use, different kinds of web assets that you can use in your business to help you be more successful. We've also got other programs. We've got a couple of lead gen programs with Rocket and Wave Solar. You can use your MDF funds to pay for. Also solar reviews and get the referral. As well, we have software tools sponsored by Aurora and Citon. You can use your market development funds to pay for those tools. And we also run different video promotions. One of them is with Wibbits. Also, right now, we've got a rebate running through Energy Sage if you're on the Energy Sage platform, and also a separate battery promotion. And we're actually looking for folks right now to create a promotional video, and you can earn $1,000 in co-op funds. So if you're authorized and interested in that, we'll send out a copy of this presentation, but Jessica's information is on the slide. Another thing that's really important for all of our authorized installers, and I encourage them to do this, you know, we send the authorized installer, you actually have your own authorized Panasonic warranty provider. This is a great lead behind for customers to say, hey, you know, you're probably going to get, unfortunately, for those of you selling solar, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 quotes, right? But who left behind the proof that they have this 25-year ironclad labor warranty from a leading company? So I think it's really important we give everyone a copy of this, hand it out, or if you're doing virtual presentations, which I hope you are, send them a PDF copy and share it. Very important, showing that you have this AllGuard and TripleGuard warranty. Your company name is right here, showing your status that you are one of only a few installers that's going to be able to offer this to customers. quick wrap up again of the perks. You know, bankable brand. We have a very strong dealer program with the portal. We have a unique labor warranty in the industry, maybe only paralleled by one other company, which is considerably more expensive. You'll be listed on our dealer locator for marketing purposes so that you get more exposure. We'll also forward you leads, and if there's marketing opportunities, we'll share those with you as well. You'll of course have access to our AllGuard warranty, which has really, I think, become the #1 warranty, which all others are compared to in the industry. And as well, if you are looking at selling a complete energy system, including storage, you now have access to that through the complete EverVolt brand, which now includes both solar and storage.